this week we are going to be reading Teen Titans Beast Boy. This is a indirect sequel. I don't think it's going to be picking up where Raven left off, but it's like same universe kind of thing. The follow-up to this one, Teen Titans Raven. I already did a video on this one. Feel free to check it out. But this week we're going to be reading Teen Titans Beast Boy. So right off the bat, I've noticed that there's kind of like more color in this one than in this one. And this was like a point, like this was like a complaint of mine, is that everything was all black and white. But I think now it was a stylistic choice, because you know, the whole black and white, a little bit of purple here and there kind of fits her style and how she is. And you know, Beast Boy is, you know, more colorful, and yeah. So if both were intentional, I love it. That 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So everything is kind of starting off pretty basically, you know, it's senior year, things aren't going the way he wants it to. He's doing his daily routine, and he, you know, does heroic stuff like saving a cat from a tree. Aw, she got a cute little pet rat. So cute. So Gar, Beast Boy, he keeps going on and on about how it's weird that he still looks kind of how he did his freshman year. He's not getting taller, things like that. And I just thought this was a cute little part. So he wins. She's like, woo, I'm excited. And she's just kind of left hanging there. I just thought this was a fun line. That's steep style. You should offer your subscribers therapy sessions between demos. So, the diversity in this book, 10 out of 10. Okay, so he's like, competitive eating's your thing, gaming's your thing, joking around's my thing, and that's all I've got. Which makes me sad. That's a little sad line. Father drank the rest of the coffee. Here, take mine. It's okay. World's greatest mom. He's sitting in the car with it. She's got photos of her rat in her locker. It's so cute. Oh. So earlier, Gar says, could my supplements be keeping me from gaining weight? Then it's established that he has a non-essential amino acid deficiency, not a serious condition like diabetes. And then he looks up like some side effects and stuff, and may interfere with function of the pituitary gland, and that might be why he is not gaining weight or getting taller. But I have a feeling it's a thing that's been like suppressing his powers and stuff, because you know he's got some. And they mentioned earlier, he was like, I remember seeing green monkeys, and they were like, do you remember anything else? And he's like, nah, just monkeys. And they're like, okay, cool. Totally not suspicious at all. And he just dumped all the pills into the toilet. That is totally not going to have any effect on the plot whatsoever. Okay, so he doesn't tell his mom that he, you know, dumped all the pills and he's not taking it anymore. He's like, I'm not blowing it off like insulin or antidepressants. It's a supplement, which is a nice line. You shouldn't blow off your medication. So I'm going to stop here at chapter 6. Also, they keep mentioning this, like, YouTuber RJ, and I'm kind of wondering how he's going to affect the plot, because his YouTube channel is about him doing, like, crazy, wacky things, and, you know, that's, like, his whole YouTube channel. I'm going to guess that, like, something's going to happen, and Gar is gonna, you know, try and do some crazy, wacky hijinks thing with RJ, and, like, something happens with his powers and everybody sees it. Something happens with his powers and it's all for the world to see. Hi, I haven't read in like 2 days. I'm gonna try and get like a chapter or 2 in, because I am like really tired. I had a long day today and I'm gonna have a long day tomorrow as well. So the YouTuber guy that everybody's been talking about, he ate a Carolina Reaper. They have Carolina Reapers at a local barbecue place, so Gar's like, I'm gonna eat one. See you all there. So, interesting bit of information. Tree shrews can, you know, eat super hot peppers. And we all know what his superpower is. And he's starting to feel weird, probably because he hasn't been taking his supplements and stuff. So, oof. Aw, here we go. And yep, he turns into a tree shrew. I love the foreshadowings in this book. Yeah, it's probably a little bit predictable, but I like that there's setup to the story, that it's not just like, ooh, plot twist, even though he didn't set it up at all. Okay, so he didn't turn into one, but he's just like, the pepper's not that bad, though. It's not hot at all. Oh, and here we go. You guys should start calling me the Beast Boy, because somebody was like, he's Beast. He's like, you should call me Beast Boy. So the whole thing was, recorded, and it's doing really well on his social media and stuff, but he's still, feeling weird. And I think he's gonna start turning into the shrew, because he's like super hungry and he's really itchy, and I think he's about to get really small. I take it back. He got really big. He had like a growth spurt overnight. Gar 2.0. Interesting. Oh, and he's got like facial hair and everything. And all his clothes are super tight and stuff. He's just having like a whole Spider-Man movement. Hello, and welcome back to another check-in with Messy Hair. So, a few things of note. His powers are continuing to act up and stuff, and he's kind of ignoring what's going on with his friends a bit. Not like wholeheartedly, but he's still, kind of focused on himself a little too much. Some stuff is going on at the shelter she works at, and he's got some scholarship stuff that totally isn't going to come back later, and it's just not really being discussed right now, but I kind of feel like it's going to be one of those, he's so focused on doing crazy wacky stuff, which yes, he is, and it's going to end up kind of blowing up in his face. Now, Slade is back in the picture. And not only is Slade back in the picture, but Gar's parents know who he is. And they're also getting kind of suspicious of Gar, because, he isn't taking his thing anymore, or he's not taking his supplements anymore. He's got a growth spurt, he's hungry all the time, and they're just getting a little suspicious of both him and Slade. Back to what happened in Raven's story, Slade had this guy Tommy pose as his nephew to try and get Raven closer to Tommy so they can bring her in. In it, Tommy says that his dad used to work for this organization that Slade works at, and they're looking for teens with special abilities, but he doesn't know why. And then Raven goes on a quest to find Slade to figure out some answers about Trigon, and her sister follows closely behind. I really like this callback. It's nice. It's a nice little joke there, reference. A little joke there. Well, hello there. Okay, so he's going to this university to, try and take a picture with the mascot. It's like a python. We'll get back to that. He says East Georgia says they don't do animal testing. That's why Stella applied here. Then he has like a little flashback where his parents say they are working for the Hive. Now, in the Teen Titans universe, in the comics, the Hive is like a very big organization, and I wonder if it's the same organization that Slade is working for. That would explain why his parents know who Slade is, and etc. So, check-in time. Gar released some animals at East Georgia University, and Python, the little mascot that he went to go take a picture of because, risky thing. He took a selfie in front of the mascot, and the python kind of wrapped himself around Gar, and it wouldn't get off, so he kind of took the python with him as he was leaving. And he also took a monkey with him, and the monkey's kind of chilling out in his room, and they're just all like, okay, what do we do with this python? And him and Stella, they both sneak the python into the shelter that Stella volunteers at. EGU threatens legal action towards Gar, and Gar is just like, well, I'm gonna post the pictures of the animals you were testing on in that lab. So they decide to let him go. Gar tries helping Stella out with getting some dogs adopted because she was really upset about that earlier. So he's not just gonna be oblivious to their issues. So that's good. And while he's helping her do that, he and Stella are just like, man, I'm kind of worried about Tank because he's been he's been like struggling with classes and stuff as of late, and they don't really know why. Okay, so Gar's parents find out about the monkey, and Gar's just like, oh, I just found him, and he looked like he was being experimented on because he had tape on his arm like the animals at your old lab. And, you know, he gets closer with the popular crowd despite Stella's warnings. Tank has been having, like, trouble reading and stuff. I think he might be dyslexic because he's just like, I got my vision checked, but I don't need new glasses. But the reading isn't getting any better, etc. So I'm wondering if, like, he's gonna end up being dyslexic or whatever, and stuff at the shelter isn't going all that well, and Gar tries cheering her up, and then all that stuff. Tank goes on. Okay, so Gar is starting to notice his power stuff, but he's not, like, fully... It's like, notices there's, like, some weird stuff going on, but he, like, dismisses it. He's, you know, trying to get all these dogs adopted. Dog tries attacking a girl, and cat saves the day. And, oh, look who it is. It's Slade. Slade took some of the dogs, and we got confirmation that he is, in fact, working for Hive. And they want to do experiments. Gar runs into Slade. He's just like, dude, what's up? I know you're not a conservationist. And he drops a truth bomb on him, but he's not ready for the truth yet. And he's just like, here's my number if you want some answers. And he was just like, okay, whatever. And he, for the first time, turns into a full-on animal. Anyways, he turns into a wolf. And he's just like, oh, that was weird. That totally didn't happen. Oh, no, it did happen. Gar goes up to his parents and was just like, hey, so I ran into Slade, and I know you work for Hive. You want to tell me what's going on? And they're like, you got, like, this disease. We were trying to find a vaccine, and we kind of experimented on you. Which naturally upsets him. He then runs away and runs into Alana. They kissed. Although it's kind of cut short because they're just like, Alana doesn't care about you. And he's just like, I know, she only likes me for the videos. She's not exactly my dream girl either, but... Oh, I called it. So the story ends with them being at a bonfire, and the bonfire gets attacked by coyotes, and Gar turns into a bear to try and save everybody, and he then seeks out Slade for some answers, very similar to how Raven ended, and he's just like, I gotta do this on my own. And then he goes off on an adventure to find Slade. And there's a sneak peek of Beast Boy Loves Raven. It shows Beast Boy and Raven kind of being at the same place at the same time, waiting for Slade, and we get to see them meet for the first time. It's at like a restaurant, and he, you know, tries talking to her because he thinks she's cute, and she thinks he's kind of cute, but she just kind of blows him off because, you know, trust issues. Last time she had a crush on a guy, he, you know, lied about his entire identity, so he like tries doing like a whole oh, that they must have gave me your order instead of mine because I'm vegetarian, and she doesn't fall for it and, you know, storms off. And yeah, Beast Boy, I enjoyed it. I'm very interested in how part 2, or not part 2, I guess part 3 is gonna be. I feel like that's where things are gonna start kicking off, because this was kind of like Ravens, where like it's like a setup to another part, and we're about to get to the next part, if that makes sense. This is it kind of very similar to Raven. We do get a little bit more information about Slade and what's going on, but not a whole lot. And I'm very interested in what's gonna happen next. I'm kind of interested in also how they're going to introduce Robin, Starfire, and Cyborg into the picture, because it's kind of been Raven and Beast Boy going off to meeting Slade, so I wonder if Robin's next, or if one of the other two is next. But we'll just have to see. Part 3 is supposed to be coming out in February, so I am looking forward to that coming out. And yeah, in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. This is Katie Ross, signing off.